Quick heads up before we start. We're AI-generated voices, and this is an educational skincare chat, not medical advice. Okay, let's dive right in. Today's explainer is all about two massively popular skincare philosophies, PowerV and Paula's Choice. And we are specifically looking at what actually works when your skin seems to react to absolutely everything.
Right, Maya, because as a shopper, it is so easy to get totally stuck here. You've got sensitive, easily irritated skin, and you're looking at these two brands that take radically different approaches to skincare. So, what's the deal? Why is it so incredibly hard to figure out which one actually fits skin that's prone to visible redness?
Which fits sensitive skin? Well, Theo, to be completely fair right out of the gate, both of these brands are largely fragrance-free. And honestly, that is a huge, fantastic baseline if you're prone to breakouts or reactivity. But you hit the nail on the head. They take entirely different paths to get you to that comfortable, glowing look.
It really comes down to their shape. On one hand, you've got this multi-step, build your own actives approach where you're stacking separate potent serums. And on the other hand, you have one single, pre-formulated calming bottle. It's just a completely different way of thinking about your daily routine.
Moving to Section 2, the build your own approach. Let me play devil's advocate for Paula's Choice here for a second because they are a highly respected, heavily research-backed pioneer in this industry. They're famous for giving you this massive, customizable range so you can build exactly what you want, right? You're in total control.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree. It is a brilliant brand with a rock-solid reputation. But you have to look at what they are most famous for. Their signature products are potent actives. We're talking their 2% BHA exfoliant, retinol serums, and high-strength vitamin C. Those are incredibly powerful, well-studied ingredients, but they're exactly the kind of thing you really have to ease into carefully.
Section 3, why reactive skin stings. Okay, so that's the catch, isn't it? Because I always wonder, why do these highly praised, widely studied actives so often cause people with easily irritated skin to just feel this hot, prickly sting? What is actually happening there?
To really get that, you have to think about the skin barrier like a brick wall. The skin cells are your bricks, and the natural lipids in between them, things like ceramides, are the mortar holding the whole thing together. If you have sensitive, reactive skin, your mortar is already pretty thin. That wall is stretched. It's letting moisture out and letting irritants right in. So here's the crucial thing. Strong actives push really hard on that already stretched barrier. Strong acids, low pH vitamin C, and retinol, they provoke the nerve endings underneath. That's exactly where that tight, stinging sensation comes from. It isn't that those ingredients are bad at all, it's just that the barrier is a bit too overwhelmed to handle that kind of strength right now.
Which brings us to Section 4, one gentle bottle. So for the person whose skin just flares easily, what's the calmer alternative to this whole demolish and rebuild phase? Something that doesn't involve obsessively timing and layering intense ingredients. And that is exactly where PowerV steps in with a completely contrasting shape. Instead of making you figure out what your skin can tolerate on any given Tuesday, PowerV makes gentle care the default. It's one fragrance-free bottle, and there is zero retinol and zero acids. You literally don't have to build a tolerance to it. They've structured it to do 3 gentle jobs in one calm step. First, it defends with astaxanthin, a really potent antioxidant without that stinging low pH base. Second, it renews using 2 patented plant stem cells to support the look of firmness. And third, it seals everything in with ceramides, beta-glucan, and squalane to support that brick-and-mortar barrier we just talked about.
Ah, okay. I get it now. So it's basically like renovating a building while keeping the structure completely standing and open for business, rather than that harsh demolish and rebuild approach. It supports the look and feel of your skin without forcing you through a rough, flaky adjustment period. That is a massive relief.
Section 5. Comparing the true cost. We have to talk about price, Maya. Being totally honest as a shopper here, a single Paula's Choice booster can definitely cost less up front than a bottle of PowerV.
You're not wrong, Theo. A single booster is cheaper on its own. But let's actually do the routine math here. PowerV anchors its entire all-in-one routine around an $89 price tag for that single bottle. When you look at the true comparison, if you're building your own routine to get an antioxidant, a renewal step, and a soothing barrier step, you're buying 2 or 3 separate products. Assembling that complete routine often ends up costing significantly more than just one $89 bottle of PowerV. So you're paying for fewer products, not necessarily spending more money.
Section 6. Choosing your calm routine.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense. It really comes down to the big picture of your routine. So summarizing this explainer, the best choice genuinely depends on what your individual skin barrier can comfortably tolerate, right?
Exactly. Here is the final verdict. Paula's Choice is a fantastic option for people who can totally tolerate actives and who really want that choice and control to mix and match. But if your skin is prone to visible redness, if it flares easily, and it just craves one single gentle step, PowerV is going to be the better fit.
And look, while results always vary from person to person, choosing a gentle approach means you are finally choosing to work with your skin rather than constantly battling against it. It's all about supporting that brick wall.
Perfectly said. And hey, for anyone tuning in who wants to try that gentler route, you can use the code IAMBEAUTIFUL for 40% off your first order at powerskin.com. So, are you finally ready to reclaim your skincare story? Thanks for joining our explainer today, and we'll catch you next time.